Hey everyone, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever studied for hours, felt confident, and then blanked out when it really mattered? Yeah, same here. And the worst part? I thought I was doing everything right. But here's the truth. Most of us were never taught how to learn effectively. Today, I'm going to share 5 study techniques that are backed by psychology, and a few that personally helped me go from frustrated and overwhelmed to laser-focused and finally remembering what I studied. Oh, and don't skip this video halfway through because the last tip might be the one that actually changes your study game forever. Number 1, active recall. Let me hit you with a fact. Are you rereading your notes over and over again? It feels productive, but it's a trap. That's called passive learning. Your brain isn't actually building strong memory links. It's just getting familiar with the material. Now here's the switch. Active recall. This is when you shut the book and test yourself. No peeking, no scrolling back. You literally force your brain to retrieve the information. When I first tried this using flashcards and mini self-quizzes, I felt dumb. I couldn't remember half the answers, but that's exactly the point. Your brain grows stronger when it's challenged. Within just a few days, I could remember entire pages of content because I trained my brain to retrieve, not just recognize. Struggle triggers memory. The harder it feels, the deeper it sticks. Stay till the next tip because passive versus active learning isn't even the worst mistake we make. Number 2, spaced repetition. You cram, you pass, and then, poof, everything's gone. This is what psychologists call the forgetting curve. If you don't revisit information, your brain dumps it. But if you review it at spaced intervals, like 1 day later, 3 days later, then a week, you interrupt the forgetting process and lock it in. When I started using apps like Anki, it felt weird at first. Why wait to review? But when I walked into my next exam and remembered everything without a single all-nighter, I was sold. Your brain remembers best when it almost forgets. Let that sink in. Review too soon, you waste time. Review too late, it's gone. But review just before forgetting, that's gold. 3. The Feynman Technique. This one blew my mind. Richard Feynman said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't really understand it. So I tried something ridiculous. I started pretending I was teaching my study topics to a 10-year-old version of myself. Sounds silly, but it exposed all the cracks in my knowledge. I'd stumble while explaining things I thought I knew. The moment I could explain something in simple words, boom, I had it. Teaching forces simplification, and simplification equals mastery. Here is a bonus challenge. Explain your next topic to your pet, your mirror, or your sibling who never listens. You'll remember it way better. Number 4, Pomodoro Technique. Okay, question. Have you ever studied for 3 hours straight and ended up remembering nothing? Yeah, same here. That's because your brain isn't wired for long marathons. It works better in focused sprints. That's where the Pomodoro Technique comes in. Study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 rounds, take a longer break. When I started doing this, I was shocked. My focus was sharper. I wasn't drained. I even started looking forward to the next session. Short sprints keep dopamine flowing, and breaks reset your brain's attention span. Try it just once. You'll feel the difference by the second session. Number 5, interleaving. This one's underrated and weirdly effective. Instead of studying one subject for hours, try interleaving, mixing topics within a single session. Example, 20 minutes of math, then 20 minutes of physics, then switch again. At first, it feels disorganized, but research shows it helps your brain build better problem-solving abilities. Why? Because switching forces your brain to reset, refocus, and compare between subjects. When I did this with history and economics, not only did I remember more, I started seeing patterns across different topics, which made essays and long answers way easier. Switching creates desirable difficulty, and difficulty builds deep learning. Your environment shapes your brain. This one's personal. I used to study on my bed with music on, my phone next to me, and I wondered why I was always distracted. So, I changed one thing. I created a study-only zone, a desk, a chair, no phone. Your brain associates spaces with habits. Build a space that screams focus, and your brain will follow. So, here's the truth. Studying isn't about intelligence. It's about strategy. And most people fail not because they're lazy, but because they're using outdated, inefficient methods. The techniques I shared today aren't just tips. They're backed by brain science. They change the way of learning, and they can do the same for you. So, which one are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments. Don't just watch, take action. Even one of these techniques can completely transform your learning. Until next time, study smarter, not harder. And remember, you don't need more time. You just need the right techniques. You've got this.